It's that time again, girls and boys. It's the top 5 hot KDP niches of the week. And this week, I'm super fired up because we take a deep dive into something that I haven't looked at yet. And I know a lot of people have been asking, like, Liz, please look at this. We want to know what the hottest, and I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm going to blow my load way prematurely. I'm going to tell you guys what diaries are the hottest right at this very moment, and a particular niche that I've made tens and tens of thousands of dollars in that I haven't even talked about, and I probably have rambled on in other videos, but in this niche, I deep dive into it and I show you why it is the sub niche to be in right at this very moment. We're about to start this, and there's a lot of books going to be bought for this particular sub niche. So without further ado, I'm going to unveil that niche and many more, and I'm also going to throw in some dumb jokes. So you guys don't want to miss this one. Let's go ahead and jump straight into my screen share. Let's do this. All right, so we're in my desktop and I'm gonna jump into Amazon hot new releases, and I just Googled it. Amazon hot new releases, we know the drill. This is the top 5 hot niches of the week. So let's go and see what happens here. And it's live. I'm not going through this beforehand and then figuring out what I'm gonna say. And it's just all just on the fly, impromptu, improv, whatever in the hell you want to call it. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into the books niche, and we're going to dive further than just children's books. We're going to just go into the activities, crafts, and games, and I'm going to jump into activity books, and then I'm going to go into diaries this time. So today I'm feeling a little bit different, so let's just go ahead and go with it. And all right, we already see all sorts of new and different things since we've always been lurking around the crafts and activities and all that good stuff, like we're stalking the hell out of an ex, right? But this time it's different. We're going to go into diaries. We're going to go into uncharted territory and things that we've never seen before. So that's why it's a little bit funner this time around. But let's go in and see what's happening. We have a kid's gratitude journal. All right, I am a shining star. A bunch of kindergarten journals. And right away, I'm going to call it out as I see it. Number one thing you should be focusing on right now is kindergarten journals or back to school journals. Now, this can be categorized into several subsections, right? We got kindergarten, we got first, we got second, and so forth. You could literally make a journal for every grade and then just vary it up a little bit just to please the hell out of Amazon, because we know they can get a little touchy. They get about as touchy as your grandma does when you miss her birthday. So you don't want to piss off Amazon that much because you love that check from Granny come Christmas time. So you definitely want to get it. And so that is my number one hot one immediately because I see it right away. And it makes perfect sense. Back to school season is fire. And I used to sell the shit out of school supplies. Like I used to sell it so much. It was like I was selling cupcakes to a fat camp. I'm serious. It's that crazy good. So I would personally be the first in line for those cupcakes. I keep Fluffy myself just because I love to eat. So no shame out there if you like to eat. I'm one of those people. All right, so here again, another activity journal and a gratitude journal for kids. So it's all over. It plasters the top 7. And let's go into bestsellers because literally there's only 7 spots. Like not a lot of these subsections of these major sections will have like top 100 or top 100, but it literally only has 7 spots. And I want to say that 5 out of those 7 are gratitude journals. So by far that is number 1. And right now the only one we have. Let's take a look at the bestsellers in children's diary books and see if we can find any additional stuff. But we're just going to poke around here. We're going to touch around and see what we can find that is fire. All right, so here we are. And again, gratitude journal, primary journal, unicorn journal, a drawing pad. So here's a drawing pad. That might be something that pops up. Sketchbook for girls and maybe writing prompts for 2nd grade. But immediately I see a second thing. This, like I said, very specifically if you target it at grades. And the second biggest thing that I would be doing right now, because again, we've already kind of laid out the fact that grades and going back to school is fire. So I'm going to say that you want to do things very specifically for grades. So the first one was a kindergarten journal, but the second thing is back to school composition books. And again, you can actually lay it out for grades. So if number 1 was the gratitude or the kindergarten journal, and number 2 is composition books. So right now we should immediately stop doing whatever the hell else we're doing other than Halloween. We still want to focus on Halloween and start doing very specific books for grade levels or for going back to school. So kind of brainstorm what other things kids would need when they go back to school. And that's already 2 that we have there. We've also got, let's see what else pops up. This is an interesting one, Best Daughter Ever. And I am seeing also a lot of kind of things that would help kids be stronger and or have more faith and confidence in themselves. Here is another interesting thing. It's like a sporting journal, but I'll take note that I saw that, and already I see two here. I see a hockey one and I see a basketball one, which tells me that, again, because kids are going back to school, they're going to partake in activities that they usually would, but they haven't been able to. So any sporting type of book will sell. Look at this, My Basketball Season, and it's a journal of that. And then we have My Hockey Season. So if we click into it and kind of see what the heck this is about, because I've never actually seen one of these, but it just goes to show you the level of different types of journals that people are making out there, and the simple fact that people are still buying other people gifts or things to keep themselves entertained. So let's see what's inside this actual basketball journal. All right, so here we are, and I'm going to click into it and take a look at what it shows for the first pages, and we'll kind of see what it is. This week, here's preseason practice, preseason practice, preseason practice, and it really looks like all it is preseason practice. I mean, it's as simple as a bunch of lines and a couple of questions that the kid puts in there over and over again. And I could think of a lot of other great ideas just coming from a basketball background. If you come from any sporting background, you could probably put this together in less than 15 to 30 minutes and just use your actual expert level of knowledge to make it more exciting than this crap. Like, I mean, it's literally coach's focus this week is my focus this week, how I feel starting out, what I think I can contribute to the team, my notes about this week's practice. I mean, really, that is lame AF. And I'm not going to say that they didn't do a fantastic job, because they did, even coming up with the idea. And the simple fact that it's 100K right now in the actual BSR ranking means that it's selling, like for both of these things. So it's a fantastic idea, and that's why it's number 3 on the list. But just be more creative, people, and use your expert level of knowledge if you were an athlete at once, and think about the things that you wanted to jot down, or if you had a journal and potentially could write them down, what would you write down about it? It's got to be more focused than just that pile of crap that they put together. Make it a little bit more personalized, and you will sell better than these at 100 and 200K. And right now, let's face it, I don't know where the hockey season is, but I know that people are playing basketball. I've seen the NBA on TV, and yes, it's lousy and boring, but still, there's no fans in there. The fans make the game, and there's not much we can do. However, people are going to continue to play sports, and so that's a fantastic idea, and that's why it's at number 3. So I'm going to keep moving in. Here's another goal book. Here's kind of a journal notebook. That was a third. So now I'm going to call number 4 one, which is these travel guides to a different country. Now, I will say this much, these would take a heck of a lot more work, but let's face it, a lot of people are still traveling because there is a discount going on out there, and these travel guides seem to be doing pretty good. So I would try to brainstorm something that I could do to work with something like one of these travel guides. Now, I'm not saying everybody go out there and do it. This seems like something excellent to do. I don't even know what it looks like inside, but I'm just saying that I see them in the top 100 twice. And when I see anything in there twice, it's an indication that there could be a pattern coming up, and that I could potentially see more, or there could be a hot niche. And that's why I'm basically calling it out for number 4. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean go out there and do it. Remember, do something that is related to your strong suit. So if you're a heck of a researcher and you like fun facts and putting them together, then it's a perfect thing for you. If you don't like any of that shit, like I don't, like I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole, even if Jesus came down himself and told me, like, Liz, the travel guides are the next big thing. I would completely stay away from them just because it does not match my skill set. So I'm going to stay away from that one, no matter if Jesus tells me or not. But here's another one, my softball season. Again, it goes to show that I basically am onto something with these seasons and these sports, and the fact that these are extremely lame, and all they have is a basic ugly cover. So you guys out there are a heck of a lot more creative than this, and I know one of you can do it and put a better book out than this. That's why I'm fired up about it. Let's keep going. We've already got 4. Let's see if we can wrap up number 5 here pretty quickly. And see this nature journal. I've seen it in the past. I think we saw a camping journal of some sorts, but it's pretty good. Here's again the baseball one. So these are fire right now. Here's a monogram initial, and let's see a lot of writing things. I've seen these blank sketchbooks a couple times, and so I could easily call them out, but I mean, blank sketchbooks are as old as time. They're as old as Jesus himself, and I don't know why I'm on to Jesus. Like, praise Jesus. I love Jesus. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a fun thing right now that I keep seeing it. Like, blank sketchbooks have been around since as far back as Jesus. Like, Jesus himself probably had a sketchbook. So let's keep going. Summer is almost gone, and we've got lemons and watermelon, because we all both know that we like to eat that watermelon in the summertime. I especially do. Let's see, nature study. Here's the second one. I don't think I've ever called this one out on a top 5, so I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. And that is a nature study journal. And I could be wrong because I think I might have done a camping journal, but I can't remember even as far back as what I ate for breakfast, boys and girls. So there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to remember what I called out 3 weeks ago, unless it was that exciting and that terrific that I was absolutely pumped about it and I couldn't sleep at night. But I'm going to call out the nature journal. I think I've talked about it before, but I mean, I like to think about journaling about ladybugs and stuff like that, bugs that I used to catch when I was a kid. I think that sounds fun and exciting, especially if I put myself in the mind of a kid. And I don't really see anything else other than these. Again, my football season. Here's a Live, Love, and Tumble. It's a gymnastics activity book. That's pretty cool. That's kind of like a spin-off of this My Football Season. And these are fire. And it's surprising to me that the football one doesn't sell as well as the basketball one, because we are smack dab in the middle of where football season should be starting, but it's just not. So I know I'm disappointed, and a lot of you out there are probably disappointed too. But here's again the soccer one. So they're all doing extremely well. Here's again another nature journal, and that's going to be a wrap. That's what I'm going to call number 5 and final one. And there could probably be some other ones, and I will go into these in more detail in the future to see what else I can find. But as for now, any one of those will work, but remember, always make a journal and or a coloring book based on your skill set and what you enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy doing it, then you might as well not do it. Find something that you enjoy, find a niche that you really enjoy and that you could pour your heart and soul into, because the chances of people buying that are a lot higher than the chances of people buying some piece of crap that you just slap together and try and sell. So other than that, questions and comments go down below, and I will see you guys and gals in the next video. Peace.